Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli bizni kuzatuvchi obunachilarimiz. Fast Education'ni doimiy muxlislari, demak, Fast Education jamoasi tomonidan navbatdagi podkast. Bugungi bizning mehmonimiz Mr. Brayan. Bu kishi Fast Education'da o'tkaziladigan barcha eventlarning menejeri hamda Fast Education'ning eng yaxshi o'qituvchilaridan biri. Demak, hozir u kishiga yuzlanamiz. Welcome, Mr. Brayan.
Hi, how you doing?
Thank you for joining us today. We truly appreciate your time, support, and we are looking forward to an insightful and enjoyable conversation with you.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me here today. Thanks for that conversation.
And if you let me, I want to give you the first question.
Okay, go ahead, no problem.
And my first question is, what were your expectations about students' knowledge in summer camp and how different has the reality been?
All right, so before I come here, I heard a lot about the city, the country, which is basically they're learning like Russian as the basic language, and English wasn't that important here. So I thought that I'm going to deal with the people and with the students that they're not 100% aware about English, or they cannot understand what I'm talking about. Especially, I'm not speaking the local language that they're speaking, like Russian or Uzbek or Tajik, whatever language that they're speaking. I found a lot of students that really surprised me that they 100% understand me. They are passionate to learn more about English. They want to learn it for real, and was against all my expectation. And that's fire up something inside me. It was like a spark. That I love to work with those students. I love to work with the kind people that I made them. And management team, teachers as well. They educated, they try to work hard on themselves. They don't have that eager, I got everything and no one can catch me. No, that wasn't like that. And that was the most thing that I love here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And the next question. Since you started teaching, what are some of the most common mistakes you have noticed students make here?
Okay, the first thing first. Students are learning a lot of grammar, pay attention for the grammar, paying attention for the vocab, how they can make the vocab bridge, how they work deeper inside English itself, but they forget about something important. They're learning all of them, but they cannot use it. They don't know how to use it. They don't know how to use the grammar correctly. They don't have a self-correction. They get a lot of vocab, 80% of those vocab, they cannot use it in real life. They're no practice on that. They're so shy, which is a really big mistake. So whatever they learn, they have to use it in real life somehow. They have to speak with the people, practice on the words that they get, earn more vocab, earn more words. But the most important part, and was the biggest mistake, they always pay attention for the grammar and neglect the other things totally, like how they can speak. So they're speaking sometimes like a robot. So that should be tones, that should be the body language, it should be, they're speaking like they memorize something and trying to just spit it out, that's all. But with the time, they get rid of it, they try to speak now. Even we have a really huge results with the students that they going up to stage now. They start to do the TED Talks, they can speak about the problems freely, and which is a really big jump that we made there.
And I think that here the reason can be like, even I myself was taught that the grammar is a kind of key thing if you want to be good at speaking, writing, and etc.
Yeah.
But the time is changing, and I think that our understanding about learning language is also becoming like a bit different.
Yeah.
As it used to be. So my next question, what do you think is the role of fast education as it expands its branches in improving young people's general knowledge? What do you think is the role of fast education as it expands its branches in improving young people's general knowledge?
All right, I went a lot of places, but I couldn't find what inside of fast education. I'm saying that loud, I'm saying the truth about it. Most of the educational center just focusing on the numbers, focusing on the students, just as I told you, I mentioned 2 minutes earlier. They trying just, you have a bag and you want to make it full as much as you can without care about the capacity of that thing, right? They deal with the students like in a bag, and they have to put the information before us without even pay attention for them psychologists, without pay attention for what they think about it, what they need, what they need from English as well. They're not giving them a purpose. But foster education was totally different. I found a lot of things. People really care about the results of the students, and those results must be from all aspects. Not just about the knowledge, about the English, about the grammar. No, it will be, as something surprised me when I come there. The first thing that they care about the students, that they have to love the language, they have to love the place, they have to make it a community. You find that the teachers, managers, everyone trying to spend more time to make interesting activities for them, involve them in something new, and made a team building for them. Because most of the students, I found that they come by torture. Their parents want them to learn English, so they found an educational center, whatever that A, X, B. They put them inside, and that's all. They think that the kids start to learn, but this absolutely not. In foster education, the people trying to help the students, they're trying to ask them, what do you want to be in the future? What do you need English for? They're trying to give them the right path, the right way before the education as well. And I guess that upcoming 5 years, the foster education will play a really huge role in education in general, in summer camp. This is my point of view about it. Because they are not just expanding, like to have more branches or something like that, or to cover more areas. No, they have an idea. They have something really good they want to give to the people. They want them to remember that once a day that we get your hand, we take you to the top. And that's my idea about it.
Working here gives me really proud.
Yeah.
Can you recall a moment or a student who truly surprised you or left you amazed while teaching?
I remember on a case that I never forget about it, and that was 1 year ago. I met a student that are extremely shy. You don't like to speak to anyone, don't like to involve in any activities, just don't want to learn, don't want to study. I keep that for a year. I keep trying with them, I keep trying to educate them, and it was a really big problematic for me because that student was really smart. Whenever I give a question, he can answer freely. You understand what we are talking about exactly. And after a year, we organized the TEDx. You remember that, I told you about it. So, in the TEDx, he gives the best speech that I ever seen in my life. That was amazing, that was a surprising. And that person was keeping silent because of something really bad happening, that people keep bullying each other and trying to laugh at each other. He was avoiding all that and just focusing on his study, working silent, and that was extremely smart from him. And that surprised me. I never forget that student.
How would you explain the importance of learning English?
All right, since English is spread worldwide now, wherever you go, I traveled to a lot of countries, wherever I travel, always I found people who speak in English. So I guess the worldwide communication language is English. Wherever you want to work for, you want to be a businessman, you're going to work in medical field, you want to work engineer, wherever you go, English is important in your CV. It's important as a skill itself to communicate with the people. Because if you think about it, how many languages all over the world? A lot. Yeah. You cannot count it. So do you think all people in the world can learn all those languages in order to communicate? Of course not.
It's a bit impossible.
Yeah, so somehow English become the world communication language. Now we have internet, now we open to the world, everyone. If I ask you now, do you know anything about China? Yeah, you get some information about it, even how the shape of the building, what are people doing there, what are them happen.
Basic information.
Yeah, you watch that. sorry, if I asked you that questions around 15 years ago, you'll say that I got no clue. I don't know what these people doing, how this looks like, right? So since the communication became faster, so that must be a language, a way to let the people communicate with. And English is extremely important now because wherever you do, wherever you go, you're gonna find everything written in English. And the people speaking English, even if I met someone from Italy, by example, what is the language that we can communicate together?
That is the reason why whenever I give definition for English language, I always say my students that English is a language which helps you to be heard.
Yeah, that's correct. That's right, absolutely.
And what are 3 pieces of good advice you would give to students to help them learn English better?
All right, the first advice, which is the most important one, is the practice. If people by natural here, they're speaking in 2 or 3 languages at minimum, right? I will ask you that question. You're speaking 2 or 3 languages, right?
Yeah.
All right, I want you to start using one of them for a week. For example, you're speaking English in Uzbek.
Actually, I had this kind of situation because before, let's say 10 years ago, I used to speak good enough in Japanese.
Okay.
As I stopped using it, sometimes I just stop and try to recall how can I translate the word tree into Japanese. I forgot totally everything.
You're going to forget because we're humans.
Yeah.
We can't forget. Whatever you know practicing on, you forget it, of course, for sure. And not just for English, for everything. So the practice makes things always remembered. Example, the word thank you or okay, that's spread worldwide. Why everyone cannot forget about it? Because they're using all the time, right?
And that is the most common phrases which we can hear.
Yeah, that's why. This is the same thing. While you're practicing, by example, if I'm a student, I'm speaking with another student from higher level or the same level like me. Of course, the amount of knowledge, the amount of phrases, vocab that I have, it's totally different than the knowledge that person has, right? When we are speaking together, what happened? We are exchanging
The
vocab. All the knowledge that I have, here we get. All the knowledge he has, that we get, right? So that's why the practice make a lot of things. People can see it at home. This is second advice. Wherever you lay on the bed, try to think about the objects around you. What I'm sleeping on? It's a bed, right? What is that bed made from? From wood. Who brings the wood? I will start to understand also professions.
And it pushes you like to think and to translate.
And you keep searching about it. Once you search about something, you never forget about it. Even if you forget, you find something inside your mind, you're doing the self-correct. Wherever you do that daily with everything around you, okay, now I want to go to school. What I have to do now? I have to put my clothes on. And then what I have to do? What are you calling that? Brush teeth. Then you remember that. So every day in your daily routine, you have to try to use English. Because if you think about it, when you're going to speak about something with someone, at the first conversation you made, you're talking about the life, about the daily routines, about the objects around you, right? Drinking, eating something, and going somewhere, hanging around. So the third advice, which is really important, grammar is important. We know about it very well, but don't pay attention too much to it. Because if we have a kid, even we teaching a native language here, you never ask the kid to learn grammar, right? So it's the same thing. You're fresh, you're a student, you're trying to learn something new. So don't push yourself to the limit to the grammar. You try to speak in English, understand the phrases, how to speak, and the grammar will come by itself slowly. Example, if I want to speak about someone, of course I say that by example, he has, right? I will not say he have. So it's coming by itself, right? Because he used to use that word.
And here I think that teachers also play an important role because we are teachers, also focused more on academic English vocabulary and things like that. But after having a conversation with you, I got the point for myself, first of all, that we have to also pay attention to the improvement of our students on a daily speech or a daily vocabulary or things which they have to know. Even I observed your conversation with my students before beginning the podcast, and I got some points for myself, and I noticed her some mistakes, and it's really good. And thank you very much. It was great having you as a host.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me today and enjoyed my time.
Thank you so much for your time and for sharing your valuable thoughts.
I appreciate it.
And we hope that the topics we discussed will play a meaningful role in helping students and viewers grow both professionally and personally.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you one more time.
Thanks for having me today. That was a good time, and I enjoyed a lot to speak with you.
This program will continue, and you will be with us from time to time.
We have a lot of things that I would like to announce that as well. We have a talent show we call Fast Got Talent. We're working on so why not?
Yes.
I think that the new generation is the future for the country, future for everything. Why not to give them space to express themselves, express their talent? Let's show it to the public. Why not? So let's give them some self-trust, and give them some space, and give them what they deserve. And that's what we're trying to work on.
That is a brilliant idea.
That's good.
I'm happy that start will be at Fast Education.
That's Fast Education deserve that, because look, everything starts from up. If the management just closes its mind and we're not going to spend some money on that, we're not going to do that, why do we care about that? So nothing will go forward, right? So they're giving a space, they're giving a really smart people like you, like management.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Space to create, space to do something for the people, which is the point that I didn't find anywhere here in this city. So that would be a lot of things that we're trying to plan for that. We're trying to give them a space to speak. We want to hear them, them opinions. And believe me, through that, you will be amazed and surprised as me, as that student I told you. You're going to find a lot of talented, you're going to find a lot of good people that can do perfect speaking, and they have a good and new point of view. And that would be good for them as well. As I told you at the beginning, we care about students, other people, and then we care about their education.
So, Mr. Brayan, everything which happened today here is they are for the first time, and I'm really happy that we have started the podcast with foreigners like you here in Jamai's branch of Fast Education, and I'm really happy to have a chance to discuss and to have a conversation with you.
Thanks, that's
and
my pleasure.
I really enjoy it, and I hope that we will continue our discussions and things like this.
Of course,
In
anytime.
the future. Thank you one more time, Mr. Brayan.
Thank you,
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.